Hello dear students, today here we are with another topic, promoting motivation among learners and role of teachers, parents and community. And the objectives set for the topic are to understand relationship between motivation and learning, to understand role of teachers in promoting motivation among learners, to go through different strategies used by teachers in classroom, to have a look over the role of parents in promoting motivation among learners, to examine how community can help students become more motivated. Now let us introduce the topic. Academic performance, engagement and learning are all fueled by motivation. Learners that are motivated exhibit improved performance, deeper comprehension and greater persistence. Motivation is first and foremost a mindset towards education. As a result, it affects a student's likelihood of persevering or giving up, as well as how carefully they will reflect on their learning. Students are more likely to reject simple answers to difficult problems if they are deeply motivated to complete an activity. Teachers, parents and community all work together to encourage motivation in students. Engaging classes and positive reinforcement from teachers help students develop intrinsic motivation, while parents offer vital support and encouragement at home. By establishing learning-rich surroundings and encouraging a learning culture, the community can further improve this. Anderson said, "Learning will proceed best if motivated." According to Melton, motivation is an essential condition of learning. Gates said, "The problem of motivation lies at the very heart of a sound educational program in a free society, or motivation is indispensable to learning." As a result, motivation is regarded as a key to learning, even if there is no foolproof process or approach that can ensure the intended outcome. Now let us try to understand the relationship between the motivation and learning. Learning becomes a fascinating adventure rather than a drudgery when pupils are motivated. Anyone may reach their maximum potential if the proper atmosphere and mindset are created. Learning is greatly impacted by motivation, which affects how students interact with the content, persevere through difficulties, and meet their academic objectives. Learning is accelerated by motivation. It serves as a catalyst for learning, impacting a student's interest, perseverance, and eventually their ability to pick up new information and abilities. Learning can be difficult without desire. The process might be hampered even if one possesses the requisite cognitive skills. Now let us understand it further. Motivation fuels learning. Even the most gifted students find it difficult to assimilate, retain and apply knowledge without motivation, which serves as the engine that propels learning. Learning is ignited by motivation, which transforms passive absorption into active mastery. Learners can attain greater, longer lasting success by cultivating intrinsic motivation, passion, curiosity, and making prudent use of extrinsic rewards like grades and praise. Next is learning reinforces motivation. Motivation is not the only factor that leads to learning. It is also a cause. Learning is accelerated by drive, while learning itself reinforces motivation, resulting in a potent positive feedback loop. Demotivation hinders learning. Demotivation is the kryptonite of learning. It saps motivation, attention, and increases avoidance behavior and decreases our effort. Learners who lack motivation are not emotionally involved. It causes self-doubt, a fixed perspective, and anxiety, and stress in the learner. Demotivation is not a sign of incapacity. Rather, it is frequently an indication that the method of instruction needs to be modified. Learners can rekindle their motivation by tackling the underlying problems, which may be boredom, fear, or overwhelm. Next is motivation influences engagement. The psychological link that connects a student to the content they are studying is motivation. Learning becomes relevant and active when this bridge is robust. Since motivation serves as a catalyst for both initiating and maintaining involvement in both professional and educational contexts, it has a substantial impact on engagement. It is believed that motivation is both a prerequisite and an essential component of student engagement in learning. In addition to being a goal unto itself, student engagement in learning serves as a tool for students to attain strong academic result. Motivation enhances persistence. The ability to keep up effort and commitment towards a goal in the face of difficulties or setback is known as motivation persistence. It is a motivation to keep going after an objective in the face of obstacles, disappointments, or discouragement. Since it enables people to endure hardship and accomplish their goals, persistence is a crucial element of success. Motivational persistence is essentially about having the will to begin and the fortitude and resolve to continue until the objective is accomplished. Affects self-regulated learning. In self-regulated learning, motivation is essential because it has a big impact on how learning behaviors are initiated and maintained. Now let's have a look over the role of teachers in promoting motivation. By cultivating a growth mentality, establishing solid relationships, and providing a positive learning environment, teachers play a crucial role in boosting student motivation. By making lessons interesting, relating what they learn to actual circumstances, and promoting independence, they can motivate pupils. Along with setting clear goals and modeling a passion for learning, effective teachers also give frequent encouragement feedbacks. Students' motivation is greatly influenced by their teachers, so it has a direct effect on their involvement, perseverance, and academic achievement. Some methods that teachers can inspire their students can be discussed as: Number 1, creating a positive learning environment. It entails genuinely comprehending and meeting students' needs in a variety of ways. Studies have indicated that when students are placed in a favorable learning environment, their academic performance is likely to improve. Positive interactions between students, staff, and parents or guardians will rise, and students will be more inclined to support their fellow students with disabilities. Further, it can be understood in detail as: Number 1, build relationships. By getting to know their students, using their names, demonstrating interests in their lives, and establishing a classroom environment where students feel heard and respected. Teachers can help them develop a sense of relatedness and belonging. Next is positive reinforcement. Praising effort, highlighting strengths, and offering constructive criticism are all ways to help students become more self-assured. Next is clear expectations. Students are better able to comprehend expectations and how to succeed when learning goals and expectations are clearly defined. Last but not least, inclusivity. Boosting motivation requires an inclusive atmosphere where all students are treated with respect and feel appreciated. Fostering a growth mindset by emphasizing effort and procedure above natural talent rewarding diligence and tactics and redefining failures as teaching moments. Educators can help students develop a growth mindset. Crucial roles are also played by promoting self-reflection, setting an example of a growth mindset, and creating a safe space where taking chances is welcomed. It can be explained in more detail as: encourage efforts over intelligence. To cultivate a growth mindset in students, teachers should prioritize praising effort and strategies over innate intelligence. This entails presenting difficulties as chances for development and learning, motivating students to accept errors as a necessary component of learning, and offering helpful criticism that emphasizes the process over the final product. Next is believe in improvement. By encouraging students to take on challenges, learn from their failures, and give constructive criticism that points out areas of growth, teachers can place more emphasis on efforts and progress than merely the end result. It's also critical that they set an example of a growth mindset by learning from the overcoming obstacles. Next is focus on progress. By applauding effort and strategies, focusing on progress rather than fixed intelligence, and establishing a supportive learning environment, educators can help students develop a growth mindset. This entails praising accomplishments, offering growth-oriented constructive criticism, and motivating students to view obstacles as chances for education and development. Next is making learning engaging and relevant. By relating courses to real-world situations, employing interactive and varied teaching techniques, and giving students opportunities for choice and ownership, teachers may make learning interesting and relevant. This entails being aware of each student's unique needs and interests, as well as creating an atmosphere in the classroom that promotes engagement and active learning. Next is setting clear goals and expectations. Student success depends on having clear expectations and goals. This can be accomplished by teachers through the use of SMART goals, student participation, clear communication of expectations, and continuous feedback. Students benefit from this method in terms of motivation, accountability, and ownership. Next is encourage self-reflection. One effective strategy to improve students' critical thinking, metacognition, and sense of ownership over their education is to support self-reflection. Self-reflection makes students more self-reliant and responsible for their own development. Next is modeling enthusiasm and passion. A classroom can be transformed from a routine learning environment to an exciting place of discovery when a teacher is passionate about what they do. Teachers inspire lifelong learning by demonstrating enthusiasm in addition to imparting knowledge to learners. Now let's have a look over the techniques of enhancing learners' motivation. Increasing a learner's motivation is more difficult than it first appears. There are no hard and fast guidelines for raising student motivation. A teacher can increase students' motivation in the classroom in a variety of ways. Number 1, addressing the students. The instructor should speak to the class in a way that engages them while he teaches the subject. Since the pronoun we has a stronger motivation effect, the teacher should use it when presenting the lesson. It suggests that he views himself as a member of class and does not assert any authority over the other pupils. Next is using teaching aids. We have been employing chalk and a board which are unquestionably very important teaching necessities. However, they have become boring and repulsive due to their constant use. Youngsters desire something novel and unconventional. Students will eventually grow disinterested in a setting that doesn't change. Therefore, a teacher should use audio-visual aids to motivate the students. Next is changing methods of teaching. A teacher shouldn't be forced to use a specific teaching style. He shouldn't employ the same strategy every single day. He ought to alter his teaching approach. He can add diversity to the classroom by doing this. There isn't just one approach that works for every subject or class. Teachers can select from a wide range of approaches while adhering to the notion of variation. He can even develop a different approach by just permuting his current one. These are just the methods and strategies that the educator will use to accomplish his objective. Next is arousing curiosity. Students' curiosity about the new subject should be piqued by the instructor. Children will feel engaged and inspired once their curiosity is piqued. There are numerous methods to pique curiosity. One of the best strategies is to ask questions. Students are provoked and forced to ponder by these questions. Next is using maxims of teaching. The teacher should adhere to the golden and tried and true teaching standards at all times. The most significant among them are: first, proceed from simple and deal with the complex. Second, proceed from concrete and deal with the abstract. Next, proceed from easy and deal with the difficult. Proceed from known and deal with the unknown. Proceed from part and deal with the whole. Next is making the goal clear. To help the pupil strive towards the goal, the teacher should always put the objective in front of them. The child's motivation to finish the work increases as he gets closer to the object. Next is well-organized classroom. Classrooms need to be well organized and free from frequent disruptions. The classroom is disturbed by frequent disruptions. Now, what is the role of parents in promoting motivation among learners? A child's motivation, attitude towards learning and long-term academic achievement are greatly influenced by parents. Parents have an impact on a child's mindset, work ethics, and self-confidence at home, even though teachers deliver instructions in the classroom. Involving parents in the educational journey of their kids is essential from the very beginning. It is needed to a child's overall development, emotional health, and academic achievement. Parents are the people that motivate students the most. Hence, it is crucial that parents actively engage with and participate in their children's lives. It helps pupils grow morally, socially, emotionally, and intellectually. Parents can help students become more motivated in the following ways. Number one, cultivate a growth mindset. Children who have a growth mindset, which holds that skills can be developed with effort, are more willing to take on challenges, persevere through failures, and like learning. Parents are crucial in forming this mindset because they demonstrate a love of learning, encourage perseverance in the face of adversity, and place an emphasis on work and learning techniques rather than natural aptitude. In particular, it is important to emphasize effort rather than merely results, frame errors as teaching moments, and show that one is prepared to grow from one's own mistakes. Next is create a positive learning environment at home. Parents can concentrate on establishing routines, encouraging open communication, and creating a supportive setting to create a pleasant learning environment at home. This entails having a focused and orderly study area, encouraging and reinforcing kids, and cultivating strong relationships with them. When parents or guardians foster an environment where students feel valued, at ease, and inspired to learn, a positive learning environment is produced. The provision of a peaceful study space, learning aids and materials, and support and direction are all necessary to accomplish this. Next is show interest in their learning. Particularly when it comes to education, parents may be extremely helpful in keeping their kids motivated. Parents can foster a lifetime love of learning and intrinsic motivation in their children by demonstrating genuine curiosity and support. To help kids feel empowered and supported, it is important to strike a balance between independence and encouragement. This can entail paying attention to what they have to say about their educational experiences, offering support with their homework and encouraging them. This can entail paying attention to what they have to say about their educational experiences, offering support with their homework and encouraging them. Next is encourage autonomy and ownership. Through approaches like giving them options, promoting self-reliance in decision making, and providing support without taking control of their behavior, parents can inspire their children by encouraging autonomy and ownership. This method increases a sense of accountability, self-worth, and intrinsic motivation. Parents may help their children develop a strong sense of self-worth, motivation, and self-confidence by putting these techniques into practice. Next is be a role model for lifelong learning. Parents should actively model this behavior for their children in order to properly encourage them to embrace lifelong learning. Parents can encourage their children to view learning as an ongoing pleasure process by modeling a good attitude towards learning, participating in activities that demonstrate a love and information, and actively pursuing their own learning objectives. Reading, taking up new interests, talking about fascinating subjects, and demonstrating a desire for personal development are all ways to accomplish this. Next is to encourage, not to pressurize. Parents can use encouragement, positive reinforcement, and goal settings to motivate kids without putting undue pressure on them. They can also create a supportive and upbeat atmosphere. Active listening, recognizing their unique requirements, and encouraging a healthy lifestyle are all parts of this strategy, which prioritizes efforts and progress above perfection. Next is help them connect learning to real life. By making learning interesting, fun, and relevant, parents can encourage students to make the connection between what they are learning and their everyday lives. This can be accomplished by showcasing how the knowledge being acquired can be applied in real-world situations, integrating real-world examples into classes, and creating a welcoming and encouraging learning atmosphere. Parents may encourage their children to understand the importance in their education and cultivate a lifetime love of learning by demonstrating their enthusiasm for learning, offering positive reinforcement, and promoting curiosity. Next is teach resilience and normalize mistakes. By supporting a growth mentality, prioritizing effort over outcomes, and establishing a nurturing environment where mistakes are viewed as teaching moments, parents can help their children develop resilience and normalize mistakes. This entails setting an example of resilience, praising hard work, and offering direction to assist kids in creating healthy coping strategies and a positive self-image. Co-regulation is essential to build resilience in learning. The youngster will grow more composed and controlled if the parent can remain composed and aware of the child's suffering. This type of responsive caregiving aids in the child's gradual development of self-regulation is essential for normal growth. Next is role of community in promoting motivation among learners. A supportive community, in addition to individual effort, produces a motivated student. An ecology that encourages zeal, resiliency, and a love of learning is produced when leaders, families, local organizations, and schools collaborate. Putting money into community-based educational support guarantees that students maintain their motivation and reach their greatest potential. By offering resources, support, and a feeling of community, the community plays a vital role in encouraging learners to be motivated. A vibrant, active community can motivate students, support their endeavors, and foster an atmosphere that promotes lifelong learning. Next is emotional and social support. By offering social and emotional support, the community is essential in inspiring students. Positive interaction, encouragement, and a sense of belonging are some examples of this support, all of which are essential for creating a supportive learning environment and raising academic motivation. Strong social support systems have been linked to lower levels of burnout and improved psychological health in students, both of which can increase their drive to learn. Students can develop and use their social and emotional skills with the help of community organizations, which can also offer resources and mentorship. Building a positive school climate and cultivating positive peer relationships are two ways that schools can implement programs and strategies to support social and emotional learning. Next is access to resources and opportunities. By establishing relationships that extend learning outside of the classroom and cultivating a supportive environment, communities encourage students to access resources and opportunities. Access to career counseling, specialized courses, mentorship program, and hands-on experience that link classroom learning to real-world applications are all part of this. Books, computers, and internet access are just a few of educational resources that libraries and community centers may make available to pupils, particularly those who live in underprivileged communities. By giving all students access to computers and the internet in public areas, they can close the digital gap and provide them the resources they need to thrive in the digital age. Next is role model and inspiration. By giving students examples of achievement, direction, and constructive behavior, community role models and inspirations are essential in inspiring students. They provide mentorship, encourage the development of critical character traits, and show the goals can be achieved. A role model has the power to inspire a sense of possibility and inspire students to believe in their own abilities. Positive traits and values like honesty, compassion, and fortitude can be embodied by communities. When students witness someone they look up to succeeding, it can increase their confidence and self-worth. Next is collaborative learning environment. Through the development of a sense of belonging, social connection, and peer support, a collaborative learning environment inspires students and can result in greater comprehension, greater engagement, and better academic achievement. Instead of merely absorbing knowledge, collaborative learning encourages students to actively engage in conversation, problem solving, and group projects. Students can acquire a more thorough grasp of material through group problem solving and peer instruction. Next is real world relevance and engagement. Students become more involved and invested in their education when they see how what they are learning relates to their community and has a real impact. Learning becomes more relevant when academic study and community service are combined because it enables students to apply theoretical knowledge to real world issues. Pupils who use their education to benefit their community frequently feel proud of themselves and accomplished, which inspires them even more to do well. Students must exercise critical thinking, information analysis, and creativity when tackling real world issues. So, dear students, let us conclude now. An important determinant of students' involvement, perseverance, and general academic achievement is motivation. Teachers use techniques that create a supportive and engaging learning environment by knowing the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Important strategies include establishing specific objectives, giving insightful feedback, promoting independence, and fostering a positive learning environment in the classroom that honors effort and development. Students' motivation to learn can be increased by introducing personalized challenges, collaborative learning, and real-world applicability. All students will have the chance to succeed provided individual variations are acknowledged and obstacles to motivation, such lack passion or fear of failing are addressed. In the end, motivated students are more likely to reach their full potential, embrace new challenges, and cultivate a lifetime love of learning. Teachers are essential in fostering this drive because they are perceptive, creative, and sympathetic in their instruction. Students' intrinsic motivation thrives and they achieve more in school as well as life when they feel appreciated and motivated. By consistently improving motivational techniques and encouraging a growth mindset, teachers can enable students to take charge of their education and confidently and enthusiastically pursue knowledge. This was all for today. Thank you for your patience.